right. Welcome to game number 3. Last matchup of the weekend. Gorman 1-1 thus far. First game loss in shootout. The Fairmont game this morning. Gorman with a commanding 6-1 win over Central Cathedral. Sorry, not Central Cathedral, that's Pacific Ridge. Central Cathedral is coming up now. Central Cathedral in white. The Central Cathedral Jets wearing white, Gorman in orange. Actually, they came out in blue. Well, we're going to leave the scoreboard as white. They both decided to wear dark jerseys, but they might be different enough. Home team, per the league rules, should be wearing dark. Refs wearing gray. Everything's a little off this evening, but we will make do. Surprise goalie here on the bench this evening in reserve. Ryder Saxton from the D2 team subbing in as the backup goalie for Gorman. Other than that, mostly a full roster. Bonifazio on the ice for Cash Johnson. As a reminder, this will be the second matchup between these two teams. Gorman played them first week of the season. Gorman coming away with a 3-1 win in that matchup. A lot has changed for both teams since then. We'll see how both have progressed through the season. exciting starting lineup for Gorman. Number 91, Klaus. 72, Luong. Number 6, Baldy. Number 14, Godino. And at center, number 89, Jennings. In net, number 88, Lakaska. Sorry, Godino in for the faceoff. Jets win it back in their zone. Stretch pass through, chipped in, no icing. Baldy comes back for Gorman. Jets pick it up back behind the net. Klaus looking to feed it up, mishandled. And the Jets are going to pick that one up and send it back down in the Gorman defensive zone. Brushed aside by Lakaska. Baldy couldn't get there in time and wired around the boards by the Jets. Shot off the side of the net. Puck loose. Jets have possession. Picked up by Jennings. Jennings feeds it out to Godino. Godino and Klaus. Klaus going to head to the bench. Godino wires it. Glove down. Kerr forces a pass, and the Jets poke check it in Gorman territory. Trent on defense, walking it through. Opps chip it down, glove down, and cleared by the Jets. That might have enough on it, and it does. That'll be an icing. Kerr, Westwood, Fitzy, Rubino, and Trent. Face off coming up in Jet zone. Fitzy in for the puck drop. Jets win it back into their corner and get there first. Intercepted by Kerr. Kerr trying to clear it out front. Out along the far wall, Jets looking for an exit strategy. They opt to just wire it down for another icing. Creel, Mesa, Fish, Posner, and Larison. Gorman wins the faceoff, intercepted by the Jets. Bouncing puck over the stick of Larison. Picks it up at the goal line. Out along the far wall, Creel gets the clear, chips it in. No icing. Creel trying to feed it in the center. Blocked. Fish, far wall, wires it back around. Creel takes a hit in the corner. Mesa able to maintain possession. Shot through the crease, save Jets. And Larison is going to send it back down low. Out to Mesa, working with Creel. Jets pick that one up off the glass. And the leg of Larison, opportunity for Jets the other way. Shot loose out front, cleared by Posner. Mask came off. For a stoppage of play, Gorman sending out fresh legs. Bonifacio, Davis, Tritton, Luong, and Baldy. Davison for the faceoff. Wins it back. Luong brings it out along the near side, up in the netting for a stoppage. Davis in for the puck drop. Wins it back again to Luong. Luong couldn't get enough on it. Trying to send it to the D partner. Puck comes out to Tritton. Tritton gets tied up, gets the clear. Clearing attempt off Bonifazio. Bonifazio chips it in. Davis and Bonifazio on the forecheck. Bonifazio gets there first. He's got Tritton at the faceoff dot. Davis posted out front. Davis poke check, save by the Jets. Jets are going to bring it around. Kept in play by Luong. Noah holding it down. And they're going to have to bring it out along the far side. Baldy on the back check. Closes it up. Davis with a poke check, sends it into the corner. Shot off a stick, up and in the netting. Shots on goal, 2-1 in favor of the Jets. As we come up on another defensive face-off for Gorman. Shot, glove save. And Godino's going to tie his shoe. There we go. Godino, Jennings, Klaus, Trent, and Rubino. Puck comes out along the near wall to Klaus. Feeds it up to Jennings. Might not, that's going to be an icing. Had a lane along the near wall. Face off for Godino. Jets pick that one up. Try to get a shot off. Stuffed, and Godino sends it around the boards out to the far side. Jennings looking to send it to Klaus and couldn't get enough on it. And gets chipped back in. Jets on the rush. Lakoska sends it to the side. Klaus sends it out to Rubino. Rubino makes it through, wires it in, takes a hit in the back of the head. Trent pinches up, closes off the exit. Godino sends it down. Jennings picks it up back behind the net. Player holding on to his stick. Player poke checked it out away from him, which should be a penalty. And Jets with opportunity the other way. And they land one. Central Cathedral with a goal. 12:16 left in the first period. Westwood, Kerr, Fitzy, Posner, and Larison. Westwood in for the faceoff. Comes back to the Jets. Jets stutter and send it in. Sent around the boards, out of reach of Fitzy, fed back down low, out into the center. Stick lift by Kerr in the slot, and they're going to have to regroup. Jets still with possession, feed it across, chipped wide of the net. Fitzy clearing attempt, stuffed. Out of reach of Kerr, that's on net. It's going to get brushed aside and covered for a stoppage of play. 11:43 remaining in the first period. Westwood in for the faceoff. Comes down to the far corner, sent back around the goal line, out of reach. Luong feeds it back down low. Glove down by Fitzy. Luong, the shot. Glove save. Westwood wins it back to the blue line. Baldy runs out of room, opts to send it down low. Sent back behind the goal by the Jets. They work on the far side. Baldy gets there first, sends it across. Cross ice pass to Westwood. Shot off a stick out in the far corner. The Jets bring it down on the far side. Hard hit on Creel. Penalty coming up in favor of Gorman. Jets not happy with the call. Let's see what they call here, number 12. Number 12 will head to the box, and Gorman will be on the first power play of the game. Fish, Westwood, Creel, Trent, and Godino. Fish in for the faceoff. Loose at the feet, comes out. Jets able to pick that one up. Kept in play by Westwood. Feeds it back to Trent at the blue line. Walks it across. Back out to Westwood. Near wall. Out to Trent. Shot. Loose. Comes out along the far corner. And we're going to feed back out at the blue line. Shot. Blocker save. Loose out front. Cleared by the Jets. Sent around the boards. Kept in play by Trent. Nope. Couldn't field that one. He's going to send it down. Scooped up by Westwood through the neutral zone. Godino opts to send it back out to the blue line. Trent, high slot, shot, center mass, and swallowed up by the goalie. With 9:56 remaining, fresh legs for Gorman on the next power play unit. Fitzy, Jennings, Klaus, Kerr, Baldy. For face-off in the Jets zone. Comes out along the far wall. Jennings trying to get him off the puck. Kerr comes in to swoop it up. Feeds it along the far wall. Fitzy back out to Kerr. High slot. Klaus, shot. Loose up in the air. Bouncing through the crease. Jets pick it up and get the clear. Foot race. Jets have a lead on Gorman. Klaus closes off the angle. And Baldy's going to pick that one up and bring it back the other way. Baldy makes his own. Tries to feed Klaus. Out to Kerr, shot off a leg, loose. And the Jets get the clear for another time here. Puck sent down low. Jets are going to get there first. Jennings comes in to support. They're going to pin it in the corner. Frees it up, comes out to Kerr. Kerr's got a man on him. Cycles around. Out to Jennings. Kerr comes in to support. Klaus posted right out front. Drops it back to Fitzy. And 2 seconds left. Out of reach of Baldy. And fifth player comes out. Scooped up by the Jets. 2-on-2 the other way. Poke checked off by Klaus. Klaus chips it up. Dodges a hit. Chipped out. Jennings on the rush. Davis with him. Tries to walk it up. Shot. Cleared by the Jets. And Trent comes in, makes the line. Tritton there in front of the net. Scooped up by Rubino. Rubino's got a man on him, has to brush him off. Tritton lobs it down low. Bonifazio working with Tritton. Lobbed. Davis working to keep it in play. They get the clear. Trent sees an opportunity. He's going to make the zone. Walks it in. Poke checked off. Feeds it back out to Davis. Davis back behind the goal line. Battling for possession, going into the corner. Triton comes in to support. Kept in play by Trent, fed back in. Bonifazio along the far wall. And Jets get the clear. Rubino, lone defenseman, chips it up. And Lakoska with 2 saves. Gorman players fighting to get the clear. Triton looking to kick it in. Sends it wide. Gorman's going to go for a change. Mesa working along the far wall with Creel. Fish with a monster hit along the near wards. Larison out to Mesa, couldn't field that one cleanly. He's going to send it in and get to work. Fish again in the corner. Ref loses an edge. Creel with a hit. Larison walks it up, gets checked off the puck, couldn't get the shot off. Posner sends it down low, scooped up by the Jets. Glove down by Fish. Fish brings it in, pushes off a hit, drops it back for Larison. Larison sends a shot, goes wide. Mesa working back behind the goal line. And the Jets get the clear. It's going to be on net. Lakoska comes out, sends it out to Larison. Stretch pass out to Mesa, reload. And they're going to say offsides. With 5:45 remaining in the first period. Gorman trailing by 1, shots on goal, 7-5 in favor of the Gales. Jets trying to work out staffing. And Westwood in for the puck drop, wins it back. Luong sends it, bouncing puck on net. Brushed aside. Westwood steals it. Feeds it across, shot by Kerr, save. Baldy reaches through and sends it in. Gorman gets back to work in Jets territory. Scooped up by Trent, dodges a hit, dodges another hit. Sorry, Baldy. Cross-ice pass. Luong battling at the blue line. Feeds it out to Westwood, trying to get possession. And the Jets are going to regroup in their territory. Stretch pass out to the far side. Cross-ice pass. Shot off the legs of Fitzy. Baldy pulled off the puck, couldn't get there. Westwood dangles through 3. Trying to feed it across, gets tied up. Kerr back checking, steals the puck, feeds it out to Luong at the hash marks. Stretch pass out to Westwood. Brings it in while Gorman goes for a change shot. Couldn't get the shot off. Jennings comes in, poke checks it off. Klaus interfered with, no call. Klaus going to pick that up in the corner. Godino trying to get a shot off. Rubino keeps it in play. And Jennings cycles it back to Klaus. Takes a hit along the near boards. Godino, shot. And goalie able to hold on to that one. .337 remaining in the first period. And looks like we have a penalty coming up here. Cross-checking, didn't catch it. But a yet-to-be-identified player, number 3, will head to the box. 2 minutes, cross-checking is the call. Gorman goes on the power play. Second one of the game. Trent, Godino, Klaus, Fish, and Creel for your power play unit. 3:37 remaining in the first. Fish in for the face-off. Jets come away with it. It was loose at the feet. Wire it down. Stopped by Lakoska at the Gorman goal line. Trent with speed through the neutral zone. There's a wide. Finds some space. Out to Godino, far wall. Drops it back to Trent. Trent looking for space. Shot off the blocker. Clearing attempt stuffed by Godino. Fish comes in to support. Godino. Couldn't maintain possession, and the Jets get the clear, and they're on the rush. They're going to wave off, go for a change instead. Fresh legs for Gorman. Drop back to Godino. Off the feet of Creel and wired back the other way. Westwood at the faceoff dot. Brings it out to Trent near wall. Out to Godino. He's got a ref in the way. Passed up. Kerr. Stuffed and sent the other way. 34 seconds remaining on the power play for Gorman. I believe we had 2 shots so far. Fitzy sends it out to Westwood. Missed connection there. Westwood now has 2 on him. Fitzy brings it through, makes the zone. And we are back to 5-on-5 play. Puck cleared out to Baldy. Out to Westwood. Fitzy along the far side. Makes the zone. Drops it back to Westwood. Bouncing puck, and he's going to send it down. Fitzy sends it on net. Loose at the feet. Gorman couldn't connect on a follow-up shot on the rebound. Chipped up front. Westwood with a shot deflected wide by the Jets goaltender. Shoveling pass up and out of play. Looks like we're going to do this one in the neutral zone. Face off. Davis, Mesa, Tritton, Posner, and Larison. Chipped up. No icing on that one. Center of the boards. Bonifazio first forward in. Sent around along the near side. Pass out to Bonifazio. Wasn't ready for that one. Back out to the blue line. Posner. Davis trying to chip it in. Got too much of an angle on it. Back out to Bonifazio at the goal line. Shot through the crease. Comes out to Davis. Davis maintains possession. Trying to feed Tritton. Tritton feeds the blue line. Larison back to Tritton. Sent around the boards. Jets going to get that one. Bonifazio comes in to support. Battling for a position. Clearing attempt denied. Posner shot off the blocker, off the duct, and out of play. 13 seconds remaining in the first period. Shots on goal, 11-5. In favor of the Gales. Davison for the faceoff. Larison and Luong at the blue line. Jets win the faceoff. Back behind their goal line. They're going to ride this one out. chip it, and that'll just about wrap up the first period. Gorman trailing 1-0. All right, getting ready to kick off the second period. A lot of players heading up to the locker room, both teams, and heading back. Tritton, Davis, Bonifazio, Baldy, and Luong kicking off the second period. Gorman trailing by 1. Shots on goal 11-5 in favor of the Gales. Davison for the faceoff, wins it back to Luong. Chipped off the boards, bad bounce. And the Jets bring it back the other way. They have an opportunity. Shot. Save Lakoska. Davis back behind the goal line. Drops it back to Baldy. Clears it out through the neutral zone. Sorry, that was Luong who sent it back. Stretch pass tipped by the Jets. No icing on that one. Davis going to head in for a change. Baldy in for a change. Fish in at center. Trent shovels it out to Fish. Working through the neutral zone. Lobs it in. Bouncing puck. Pass along the near wall. Chipped off skate. Rubino working up. And Mesa chips it across. Tripping call coming up. Lakoska needing to head the long march back to the Gorman bench. Extra skater coming up on the ice. Godino. Pass comes out to Rubino. Delayed penalty in favor of Gorman. Creel leaves it for Fish. Shot by Mesa. Wave couldn't connect there. And Gorman's going to have another power play. As number 63 will head to the box with a tripping call. 15:37 remaining in the second period. 2 minutes on the board for a Gorman power play. Trent, Westwood, Creel, Fish, and Godino. Fish in for the puck drop. Comes out in favor of Gorman. Godino sends it over to Trent. Back to Godino. Godino through the crease. Westwood gears up on the far side. Sends it around the boards. Picked up by the Jets and cleared. Trenton will head on back behind the goal line. Fish along the near wall. In the zone with Westwood. Westwood pinned along the boards, looking for support. Was able to break away. Trying to hit Godino in the slot. And that'll clear. Godino walks it in. Looking for some space, sends it around the boards. Out to Westwood along the far side. Fish shot by Creel, stuffed. Kept in play by Trent. Fish able to pick that one up, steal it from the Jets. Walks it up, face off, dot, shot loose. Sent wide by the Jets, sent around the boards. Trent along the near wall. Godino comes in to close off the near side. Trent back behind the net. It's got Fish. Fish in motion. Looking for Godino, stuffed. And that'll be cleared. 30 seconds left on the Gorman power play. Westwood through the neutral zone. Shot, goal! Kerr with a goal connection coming from Westwood, making the zone. Walks it across behind the net. Kerr posted out front and taps it in. 13:48 remaining in the second period. Gorman ties the game 1-1. Shots on goal 13-7 in favor of the Gales. Davison at wing. Kerr, Fitzy, Luong, and Baldy. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman. Baldy's going to make the zone, walks it up. He's got Davis posted out front. And we have a stoppage here. Net came off. Westwood in for Davis after finishing the power play shift. Jets win the face-off, chip it off the glass, bouncing puck. It's a foot race. Baldy beats him there, not nicing. Kerr comes in with a hit. Baldy looking to give a hit, player dodges it. Luong chips it out. Fitzy to Kerr, Kerr to Westwood. Westwood makes his own. Couldn't get the shot off. Puck still in play. Westwood wires it around the boards. Fitzy working down low. He's got Kerr out front. One-timer shot off the shins. Blocked by the Jets. And Jets will clear. That will be an icing. It's going to come on back. All right. Fresh legs for Gorman. Fish, Mesa, Creel, Larson, and Posner. Refs reminding the players where they need to be at a face-off. Gorman wins that one back. Creel sends it to the blue line. Not a lot of room there. Fish working in the corner. Chips back out to the blue line. Kicked back. Posner keeps it in play. Glove down. Creel gives a hit. Battling in the neutral zone. Jets make it in. Larison chips it up just out of reach of Fish. Foot race the other way. He's able to get there before the icing. Stick lift, couldn't get the shot off. Larison posted out front. Off the glove of Larison, and the Jets make the zone. Poke checked out by Posner. And Gorman has possession. Posner bouncing puck out to Fish. Working down low, comes out to Creel. Creel's got a man on him. Drops it back to Fish. Fish looking to feed Creel. Mesa posted out front. Backhand pass, through the legs pass to Mesa for a shot. Couldn't connect, and the Jets will just wire that down for another icing. Jennings, Godino, Klaus, Trent, and Rubino in for this offensive draw. Godino in for the faceoff, gets tripped up. And the Jets get the clear. Rubino's got a man behind him. Jets make the zone, keep possession in the slot. Gorman able to maintain possession. Jennings sends it back behind the goal. Jennings chips it out. Trent on the rush with Klaus. Feeds down low. Jennings couldn't connect for a pass in the right spot. And Jets able to clear. Klaus, high stick. Waved off. Godino got there first. Klaus sends it back behind the goal line out to Godino. Pass broken up on its way to Trent. And the Jets chip it around. Foot race for Rubino. Rubino chips it up. Thought that was out of play, but we're going to let it go. Klaus comes back the other way. Shot. Looking for the glove side. Just over. Davis keeps it in play on the far side. Poke check back up by Rubino. Jennings has it out front. Back behind. Klaus comes in for support. Brushed aside after the shot. Jennings going in for a change. Jets bring along the near wall. Bonifazio forces a pass out on the far side. Rubino's going to get there first as the Jets go for a change. Pass out, intercepted by the Jets. Davis poke checks it, couldn't get the clear. Tritton chasing down the far side. Drop back, Bonifazio picks it up, gets the clear. Gorman needing to get a change in here. Long sends a bouncing puck through the neutral zone. Bonifazio on the press. Davis going for a change. In comes Kerr. Kerr comes in to support. Bouncing pass out to Tritton. Tritton takes a hit, feeds it across, out of reach of Bonifazio. Long shift for the two wingers. Bonifazio will head to the bench. Offsides is the call. Face-off coming up, neutral zone, Westwood, Larison, Posner, Fitzy, and Kerr. At the 50-50, pass out to Westwood through the neutral zone. 2-on-2, Westwood dingles through, gets tied up. Takes a hard hit along the boards. Fluttering puck through the neutral zone. Jets couldn't field it cleanly. Glove down by Posner. Chips it across, not enough on it. Jets bring it through the center of the neutral zone. And Gorman's going to cycle back in their defensive. Down by the defense hash marks. Puck comes out to Posner, trying to get the clear, backhands it out. Westwood dingles around the referee. And it comes back the other way. Long shift. Gorman looking a little sluggish here. Jets have an opportunity. Shot. Loose. Gorman chips it out wide. And Westwood will send it down for an icing. And puck will come on back after getting some new players on the ice and try to settle down. Fish, Creel, Rubino, Mesa, and Trent. Face-off win by the Jets back into the neutral zone. Trent chips it up to the feet of Fish. Pass out to Mesa, center ice. Shot off the pads. Gorman unable to pick up on the rebound. Jets bring it out wide, walk it up. Through the slot, couldn't connect. Had an opportunity there for the Jets. Another player, slot, save Lakoska. Gorman not doing a good job protecting the slot. Mesa dingles through. Jets make it back in the Gorman zone. Trent trying to poke check free. Shot off the skate of Rubino. Rubino lobs it down. And it's going to come on back again. Gorman trying to find a lineup here that works and regain some momentum. Shots on goal 16-10 in favor of the Gales. Gorman comes away with a face-off win, trying to clear stuff back the other way. Jennings sends it out to Luong. Luong out wide. Baldy keeps it in the zone. Glove down by Luong. And let's call it a hand pass. Neutral zone, face off. Arm up in the air. Not sure what we're doing here. All right, we're going to stay 5-on-5. Klaus in for the face-off, chips it down in the Jet zone. Bouncing puck. Long drops it. Shot off the pad, goes wide. Sent aside by the Jets goaltender. Off the skate of Luong and cleared. Godino, first one for Gorman back at their blue line. Bouncing puck intercepted by the Jets. They're going to regroup. Off the skate of Klaus. Puck chipped up by Gorman. Almost took out Gorman, head coach. And this will come on back into the neutral zone just outside of Gorman territory. Davis, Bonifazio, Tritton, Posner, and Larison. Davis in for the faceoff. Comes out to Tritton along the near wall. Wires it in on net. Jets there to pick up the rebound. 4:48 remaining. Comes out along the near side. Posner chips it back up. Bonifazio has it loose out front. Posner chips it through. Out of reach. And Jets bring it back the other way. Interrupted by Posner, cleared out by Bonifazio. He's got Tritton there with him. Couldn't connect on the dump. Long pass out to Davis. Davis looking to chip it in. Denied off a body and sent back the other way. Trent, first one for Gorman. Pass out to Bonifazio, to Tritton. Waved off, shot, blocker save by the Jets, sent around the boards. Kerr comes in, Davis drops back, in comes Westwood. And Fitzy in for Bonifazio. Shot goes wide. Puck clears the zone out to Fitzy. Shot saved by the Jet goaltender. Net came off at the end of play. Face-off coming up. Over on the Jet side, Fish, Mesa, Creel, Baldy, and Luong. Puck comes out to Baldy, sends it across, wind up for a shot, couldn't get it off. Luong trying to center it up, gets picked up by the Jets, and the Jets have an opportunity the other way. Poke checked out once, twice by Mesa, 3 times. Stretch pass out, near side, shot, goal. And Cathedral takes a 1-goal lead again. Face-off coming up. Center ice. Godino, Jennings, Klaus, Posner dumps it in. Still in play. Shot. Klaus with a feed from Godino. Deflected and goes wide. Klaus feeds Jennings. Shot. Goal! And Jennings ties it up. Not even a minute later. And we are back to square one. Shots on goal, 21-12 in favor of the Gales. Puck comes out in favor of the Jets. Shot, pad save, jumping save. It's in the defensive zone. Usually hand pass is acceptable in the D zone, but we're going to call it here. At least that's my recollection. For USA Hockey, I might be wrong. But we're going to do a face-off here in Gorman territory. Comes out to the blue line, shot off the body of Jennings and cleared. Jets bring it back in. Chipped off the glass, cleared. Godino almost picks that one off. Sent back in on net, and that's going to get covered. Defensive draw for Gorman here. Davis, Bonifazio, Tritton, Rubino. And Trent. Davis wins it back. Loose at the feet. Jets pick it up. Shot. Goal. Puck buried underneath the legs. Shot through the legs. No one could find the puck. And the Cathedral Jets take a 1-goal lead again. Interesting end to the second period before the ice cut. Puck comes out to Trent. Trent chips it off the boards. Picked up by the Gales. Sorry, by the Jets. Jets send it back down low into Gorman territory. You can get to work. 1 minute remaining in the second. Rubino to Godino. Cross pass off the skate. Intercepted by Kerr. And out of reach. And loose puck to Rubino. He's going to send it in. Boys will tag up and go on the forecheck. Puck cleared. Fitzy chips it in. A feed from Trent. 28 seconds left. Gorman on their third game in 24 hours. And it's starting to show. .20 seconds left for the ice cut. Klaus, Westwood, Fitzy, Baldy, and Luong. Puck comes out. Klaus in for the faceoff. Jets win that one. Glove down along the near wall. Chipped around Baldy. And that'll be another icing. Klaus in for the puck drop. Comes out loose, shot. Loose out front and covered. 5.3 seconds left. Klaus tries to feed it to the crease, and that'll wrap it up. The clock runs a little faster than mine. That'll wrap up the first 2 periods, and we will head to an ice cut. All right, we will step away just for a few minutes and see you in a bit. getting ready to kick off the third and final period of the weekend. Gorman trailing by 1 heading into the third. Shots on goal, 22-15 in favor of the Gales. A somewhat slow finish to the second period for the Gales. All lines not quite firing on all cylinders. Quick break back at the locker room. Quick change of the ice. And try to put this one to bed. All right, checking to confirm. Yeah, it looks like this is their Olympic sheet. A little extra square footage to cover. To try to close out the weekend. Lakoska in net. Jennings, Godino, Rubino, Trent, and Klaus here to kick off the third. Godino in for the faceoff. Jets win that one. Walk it in the zone. Picked up by Rubino. Godino chips it up, glove down. Jennings battling for position, dragged down by his arm. Jennings back behind the net, gives a hit. Jets get the clear off stick. That's going to be an icing. Face-off coming up. Out in Jets territory. Westwood, Fitzy, Kerr, Luong, and Baldy. They're going to wave off Westwood. Kerr comes in for the puck drop, wins it back. Fitzy shot. Swallowed up by the goalie, center mass. Kerr. And for the face-off again, Jets win that one back behind the goal line. Westwood's going to retrieve that in the corner and along the far wall. Kerr comes into support. Ice not quite set. Westwood feeds it back down the other side. Fitzy's going to grab it for the Gales. Pass through the face-off. Jets make it in the zone. Out in the shot slot. Goal. And Jets take a 2-goal lead early in the third. Gorman down by 2. Mesa, Fish, Creel, Bosner, and Larison. Puck comes out in favor of the Jets at their blue line. Chip it up. Back out of the face-off dot. Jets going to bring back behind their own net. Fish comes in, gives a hit. Creel unable to keep it in play. And Larison feeds it out of reach of Creel. Larison again. Stretch pass interrupted by Fish. Posner gets the clear out to Mesa. Mesa couldn't field that to himself. Posner chips it up and into the zone. No icing on this one as Gorman D-line goes in for a change. Mesa feeds it back out to Fish. Couldn't get a shot off as Rubino and Trent come in for the Gales. Along the blue line. Jets sweep it around. Trent walks it up. Shot short side. D-man for the Jets almost feeds it into his own net. Davis comes in, feeds it back down to Creel. Creel back to Davis. Off the skate. And that's going to be an icing. And going to come on back. Correction, looks like Creel's going to head to the box. And Gorman's going to go on the penalty kill. Looks like we're going to do this face-off in the neutral zone instead. Gorman's still down a man. Jets win the face-off. Godino, Trent, Rubino, and Fitzy. Puck comes out along the far wall, high in the slot, kept in play, near side. Shot off the stick of Trent, goes wide. Fed back down low, couldn't connect. Trent. And Rubino trip on Rubino, no call. And Westwood and Jennings come in, as well as Larison and Baldy. Jets gonna bring it through along the near wall. Pass along the goal line, back up high to near wall. Shot off the glove and over the net. And Baldy's gonna head to the box now as well. And Gorman now gonna have 49 seconds, 5-on-3. Kerr, Godino, and Trent. Have a timeout, Gorman. right, face-off coming up. Kerr in for the puck drop. Comes out in favor of the Jets. Keep it in play. And still in play. Godino battling outside the blue line. Shot loose out front. Picked up by Godino and wired down. Godino is going to go on the forecheck as well as Kerr. Shot off the shins. Player goes down. Shot. And swallowed up by the goalie. Kerr's shot like a cannon here. And we'll have a face-off in the Jet side of the ice. Westwood, Fish, Trent. Seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Fish in for the puck drop. Wins it back to Trent. He's going to take his sweet time. Lobs it down off the skate. Almost poke check the other way for a 2-on-1 in favor of the Gales. And Creel's out of the box. And we'll play a little 5-on-4. Westwood feeds it up front. Shot deflected out by Fish. Gorman still a man down. 55 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Rubino fishing back behind the goal line. Jets come away with it. Pass along the blue line, high in the slot. Shot. And swallowed up. .5 seconds remaining on the PK for Gorman. Creel in for the face-off. Dino, Long, and Trent. Puck comes out to the Jets along the near wall. Loose at the feet. Shot goes wide. People calling for an interference call as it initiated contact well before getting to the puck. And Trent chips that one out. And Tritton comes in. Back to 5-on-5. Creel on the back check. Shot off the body of Trent. And he brings it back the other way. Bouncing pass, far side. Larson's going to get there for Gorman. Turned over at the blue line. Jets walking back in. Puck ekes through. Tritton walks it in. He's got Mesa with him. Pressed off the puck and cleared back out to Larison. Larison to Posner. Posner's going to dump it in. Westwood on the forecheck. Tripped, no call. And there we go. Gorman has a delayed penalty coming up in their favor. In comes Dino. Tritton shot. They blow it dead during the delayed penalty unnecessarily as Tritton's going for the shot to blow it dead. Didn't hear the whole thing. I heard substitution something something. Hold on a second. We're doing a face-off center ice. 48 heads to the box. And Gorman is on the power play. Still unsure why they called it dead when Gorman is in the sequence of shooting and maintaining possession. Shot goes wide. Kept in play by, eked out. Westwood gonna recover back with Trent. And Jets bring it back the other way, bouncing puck. Blue line pass, Westwood feeds it up front. Fish crashing on the other side. Creel unable to get there in time. And Trent will bring it back through, feeds out to Fish. Drop back to Westwood. Trent's got a man on him, feeds it across. Jets have an opportunity on the PK. And Gorman now going to the box. Creel on a tripping call. Jennings, Kerr. Nope, correction. Kerr. Yep, Jennings, Kerr. Baldy and Luong. Jets with the face-off win. Pad save. 4-on-4 here for another 40 seconds or so. Pass picked up. Kerr looking for an opportunity, chips it out to Luong. Luong has to come back for it. Up to Jennings, couldn't feel that one. Jets are going to pick that up in their territory. And that's going to be an icing. Waved off a stick, they say. Kerr's going to come back. Bring it out to Baldy. Baldy, cross pass. Tipped. No icing. Jennings back behind the net. And now to reach Godino. Gorman on the PK now. Godino feeds it up to Trent. Shot off the crossbar. Comes back out, and we're blowing it dead. Still not sure what the whistle was blown for. I'm completely unsure of what we're doing here in all the years of hockey. All right, okay, we have a penalty on the Jets. A couple hand gestures I have yet to see. 44 will head to the box for the Jets. Played some more 4-on-4. Creel with about 44 seconds left. Lots of fours. Puck comes out really in favor of nobody here. Larison chases down. Jets are able to grab it along the near wall. Picked up by Godino. Godino sends it across. No one home for Gorman. Jets can bring it back. Larison on the forecheck. Rubs him off the puck. Keeps it in play. Godino at the blue line. Cycles it back down low. Fitzy out to Larison. Chip through, save by the goaltender. Trent feeds it back down low. Jets pick that up. Beat out along the far side. Centering pass. Up and in the netting as Creel leaves the box. Gorman now going to have about 1:14 on the power play. Westwood moves it over, loose out front, shot off the bar. Loose out front. Gorman unable to grab that before the shot ripped off. Trent's going to bring it along the far side. Cycles back around, dumps it back reverse off the skate of the ref, and back in favor of the Jets. Fitz to Westwood. Westwood tipped in by Kerr. Got Jennings posted out front. Drops back to Jennings. Kerr shot short side, loose. Picked up by Jennings. Backhand shot goes wide. Follow-up shot by Fitzy goes wide as well. Kerr shot. Fitzy up and over. Stays in play. Good bounce for Gorman. And Jets with the clear. Stretch pass out to Westwood. Shot off a shin. Kerr still in for Gorman. Jennings in as well as Godino and Trent. Cleared back to Lakoska. 5:20 remaining, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Fed through, turned over. Jets almost have an opportunity. Westwood shot. Fish with a blocker save by the Jets. Off the skate of the ref. And that'll be an icing. Ref's gonna hold off on the puck drop. Fish in for the puck drop. Mesa, Creel, Posner, and Larison just bring it along the near wall. Gonna regroup. Switch pass the other way. Loose at the feet. Brought along the near side. Picked up by Posner. Sent around the boards to Mesa at his feet. Back to Posner. Fish makes the blue line. Out of reach of Mesa. Mesa dingles through, backhand shot, goal. And Mesa brings it to within one. Backhand shot to the back of the net. Klaus, Godino, Jennings, Baldy, and Trent. Puck comes out, makes its way to Trent, onside. Klaus closes off, back behind the net. Jets send it airborne, and that'll have enough to be an icing. Face-off coming up to the right on the Jet side. Klaus, Jennings, Godino, Trent, and Baldy. Loose out front, shot deflected. Delayed penalty in favor of Gorman coming up. Lakoska heads to the bench. And just as he gets there, as is tradition, stoppage of play. Gorman gonna have a power play here. 2 minutes coming up. Cross-checking is the call. Number 48. Waiting for a completion of a timeout here. Didn't put it on the board. Power play line, Westwood, Trent, Jennings, Fish, and Godino. Fish battling along the far wall. Gorman maintains possession. Trent walks it up. Shot. Sent wide off the blocker. Jennings fishes it back around to the near wall. Westwood high in the slot. Near side. Shot. Loose out front. Loose. And Westwood unable to get the shot off. Minute 23 remaining in the penalty. Trent back out to Godino. Out to Trent at his feet. Couldn't get that one cleanly. Dropped back to Godino. And off a stick and cleared. Minute remaining. Stretch pass, Westwood walks it in. Drops it back to Trent. Trent, Godino. Tries to weave it through, and it gets fired back the other way. Trent back out of his goal line. Drop back to Jennings. Jennings dingles through, stuffed on the shot. Kerr feeds it back out to Westwood, high in the slot. Trent shot off the pads, out along the far wall. And they get to clear. Opportunity the other way. Glove down by Godino. And back to 5-on-5 play. Shot, Kerr, deflected up and over the net. Jennings to Larison. Larison far side. Godino shot and swallowed up by the goalie. Empty net for Gorman. Let's see how we play this one. Fitzy, Fish, Creel, Mesa, Baldy, and Trent. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman, keeps it in play. Trent, shot, glove save. 56 seconds remaining. Offsides. And that one's going to come on back into the neutral zone. Westwood, Fitzy, Baldy, Trent, Godino, and Fish. Puck comes out to Baldy. He's out to the blue line. Westwood couldn't maintain the zone. Baldy trying to hold it down along the near wall. 38 seconds left in the third period. And they're going to blow that one dead. Larison subbing in for Baldy. Face-off coming up along the near side, neutral zone. Empty net for Gorman. Godino posted out wide. Shot goes wide. And it's going to come on back on an icing call with 29.6 seconds remaining. And Clausen, they're going to blow that face-off dead. Sorry, 29 seconds left. Fitzy in for the face-off. Jets win that one. Tried to clear, couldn't get to it. Fitzy feeds it up front. Tried to clear Klaus. Trent feeds it back down low. Loose out front, out of reach of Westwood. Larison diving in, keeps it in play. 13 seconds left. Shot loose and cleared. That'll close it out for the Gales for this weekend. Icing, well, maybe not yet. 5.4 seconds remaining. Fitzy, Klaus, Larison, Godino, Westwood, and Trent. Klaus in for the face-off. Shot by Fitzy, sent the other way, and that'll wrap it up. Gorman with one win this weekend and two very close games to wrap it up. All right, as always, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.